Thank you for joining us for SBB Live. I'm your host, Amanda Barton, the publisher of Seniors Blue Book, and today we have Linda Goldfield here with us, the Executive Director of the Parkinson's Association of Southwest Florida. Linda, can you tell us a little bit about the organization? I know that my great-grandfather had Parkinson's, and this organization is very near and dear to my heart because I really wish that there was an organization like this when he was going through his journey. Can you tell us what this organization means to you and a little bit more about it?
Thank you, Amanda. Like you, my family too was impacted by neurodegenerative diseases, and I too wish that I had found an organization like the Parkinson Association of Southwest Florida to help guide us and advocate for us through the process of living with Parkinson's disease. Parkinson's disease is the fastest growing disease in our community. The highest risk factors for receiving a diagnosis are aging, exposure to chemicals, which include pesticides and now red tide. So we believe we are headed for a crisis in this community, especially if you live either on the Gulf of Mexico, on a golf course. It's inevitable that we will all be impacted by the disease. We are a local nonprofit, while national organizations do wonderful work on research and working towards a cure. With no cure in sight, we are providing services and programs to help people live well with the disease. Every month we provide over 150 hours of programming from 17 exercise classes a week, 40 support groups a month, 4 speech therapy and music therapy classes, 2 social activities a month, improv once a month. Now we are adding programs for caregivers such as yoga and drumming and respite care. We are all about helping people live well with this disease through the progression of the disease. The most unfortunate part of this disease is that no two people have the same path. So you receive a diagnosis, and as a family, you have no idea what's in store for you. So typically it's a slow, progressive neurodegenerative disease. The only thing at present that delays the progression of the disease is exercise. It's recommended that you move a minimum of 2.5 hours a week, but with the average age of onset being 60 years of age, and the statistic being that only 15% of people over the age of 65 exercise on a regular basis, you receive this devastating diagnosis, and you're told the most important thing to do is something you've really never done in your life. So we are here to engage people, keep them active. It can be an isolating disease. 40% of people with PD are more likely to suffer from depression than their peers.
Sure.
So we want to keep people engaged in group activities so that they get to know people who are in the same boat, who are living well with the disease, and that they're not alone through the process. Everyone who volunteers or works with our association has all been personally impacted by the disease, so we understand what families are going through on a daily basis.
So do you want to tell us about a fundraiser that you have coming up?
Absolutely. So as a small nonprofit, the reason that we are able to continue to provide our services for free and continue to expand our programming to meet the growing needs in our community is through community support. And we offer many fundraising opportunities for people to engage and support the programming that we offer in the community. Our first fundraiser of the year is on September 19th. It's called Bingo for Bags and Baubles. It is a fundraiser that people come out to play bingo for designer handbags. It includes a buffet dinner. It's a fun evening. It's our second annual event, September 19th at 5 o'clock. Tickets are only $50, and they are going fast. We do expect to be sold out in the next few weeks. Following that, October 24th, we have our Fill Your Plate event, which is a really wonderful community-wide event. It's only $15 a person. Over 50 home health agencies and facilities gather at the gardens at Terracina Grand for an event where they are serving food. It's a ongoing buffet where you literally fill your plate and walk around the room interacting with home health agencies and other senior organizations.
It gives you a chance to really taste the food that all of these beautiful communities offer their residents. So it's a pretty cool experience. I've been to that event several times and I've definitely filled my plate.
It is. What also is nice, if at some point through the progression of the disease that a family finds they either need home health care or are thinking about moving into a facility or other geriatric related businesses are all there, and it's an opportunity to engage with them and get to know them before you're in a crisis.
Absolutely.
So following that, in the end of January, we do our annual education symposium at the Hilton.
Mm-hmm.
It's a patient seminar. We bring in national experts on the disease. Followed by that, we have our walk. And then we have our premier fundraising event on March 5th at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. It's called A Step Forward Overcoming Obstacles. And this year we welcome Sarah Huckabee Sanders to our community, who was the former press secretary for the current administration. So we're very excited about that as well. Other programs that we offer that are funded through community support, we now are fortunate enough to have a community liaison who's here to help people navigate paperwork. So if you don't understand how VA benefits work, or how to read your long-term health care insurance policy, or if you qualify for a Medicaid bed, we have a person who works with us who can meet with our members on a confidential basis to help them navigate the world of paperwork.
That's amazing.
We also in the fall will be having a graduate student who's an MSW candidate from the University of Southern California. We hear more and more people who are wishing to have therapy and are finding it's difficult to find a therapist that's covered by Medicare. And so we will have someone on staff to help people if they're in crisis or just really need a friendly face and voice to chat with. So we are here to help people. Our programs are taken into the community from Marco Island to Estero. We meet people in their neighborhoods. As this disease progresses, it becomes more and more of a burden for the caregiver to drive their loved one to and from programming. And by taking it into the community, it becomes less and less of a burden.
Fantastic. And do you want to tell us a little bit about your background and what makes you so passionate about volunteering for this organization?
So, as I said, both my parents were impacted by neurodegenerative diseases. My father was misdiagnosed for many years with Parkinson's disease and actually, in fact, had ALS. My mother had Lewy body dementia, which falls under the umbrella of Parkinson's disease, and why we were a family that had means for home health care and was well educated and thought we had all the answers and knew everything. Our journey was very difficult. And I advocate for those because I don't want anyone to experience what we went through. My background is in the nonprofit industry. I've lived in this community for over 20 years. And I am committed to us creating a Parkinson's friendly community. It is no longer a disease where people feel they need to live in the shadows or hide in their den with their television being their best friend.
Sure.
You can live really well with this disease and live for a very long time, and it's our goal to help people live as well as they can until a drug does come on the market that does in fact cure the disease. And in the interim, we strive. Our board has made a commitment to creating a non-medical center of excellence in our community so that if you're looking to move to Florida and you've been impacted by this disease, you will choose Naples, Florida, because of the quality of programming that we offer and the ease of accessing it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Linda. We appreciate your time today. And if there's any questions that our viewers have for you, could you tell them how to get in touch with you?
Certainly. Our direct number is 417-3465. Our office is in the Magnolia Square Shopping Center at the corner of Goodlet and Pine Ridge, and we encourage you to stop by if you have questions. If you're newly diagnosed or have been diagnosed for years, we are here to help you through the progression of the disease. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us for SBB Live. Make it a good day.